Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Football Match Day 14 deadline stream. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hi, it's the second leg of the quarterfinal. We're getting down to the business end, and as always, actually always fantastic when you have like two fixtures starting at the same time, and we can actually look at the team news. We can look at the team news and decide on which transfers to make. So, on the team selection video early on today, I did say that I want to bring Olise in, and it would be either Famin Lopez or maybe Vinicius going out. But since then, Declan Rice has not been training, so it looks like Declan Rice is the one that I'm going to take out for Olise, and Van Dijk is also potentially going to leave my team. So let's quickly look at the team news. Let's look at the team news from the two games. Let's look for it. Let's wait and see. Let's see. First of all, I can see all my players are starting, so that is great. Let's see. Liverpool. Let's check Liverpool's teams first. Liverpool. I have Van Dijk from the Liverpool team, but I think Van Dijk will leave my team because I need to get Olise in the midfield. So for Liverpool, they have Van Dijk, Konate, they have Kerkez and Vats and Sabozlai, Ekitike, McAllister, Isaac, both of them starting, Isaac and Ekitike, interesting. Frimpong and Gravenberch in the lineup. So am I really looking at any Liverpool player? I don't think so, man. I want to get to listen to the team, so it would be impossible to get any Liverpool players. Let me see PSG's team because I was also looking at Desire Due. Let's see. Let's see in starting lineup. Sovanov, Hakimi, Pacho, Marquinhos, Nuno Mendes. Why is PSG doing their team like this? Zaire, Vitinha, Joao Neves, Due, Dembele, and Kvaratskhelia. Why are they doing their team is like this? They're always doing it in a fancy way. The second game is the Barcelona game. Let me see Barcelona's team. As always, send in your questions. Send in your questions. I'm probably going to take out Declan Rice because he hasn't been training. Let's see. So for Barcelona, they have Garcia, Cancelo, Garvey, Ferran Torres, Pedri, Lamine Yamal, Famin Lopez, Gerard, Martin, Olmo, Kunde, and Eric Garcia. So Rashford on the bench, Lewandowski on the bench. So for those who had Lewandowski, Rashford, both of them are on the bench. I didn't have Lewandowski, I didn't bring him in, so I'm happy with that. And then for Atletico Madrid, let's see. I made an early transfer this time as well. I brought in Alvarez as early as possible because I knew I wanted him. And then for Atletico, they have Musa, Gary, Lenglet, Molina, Lenormand, Koke, Orente, Giuliano, and then Griezmann, Alvarez, and Lukman. So with that team is I already know what I want to do. I know I'm going to take out Declan Rice because he's injured now. And then it's going to be, let's go to Bayern Munich. It's going to be Olise. Olise is going to come in for Declan Rice. And then I'm going to have to take out Van Dijk because of the price. I'm going to need to downgrade Van Dijk to someone who's cheaper than 5.7 million. And it's going to be an Atletico Madrid player, most likely. Let's see who to bring on. Let's see. At first, I wanted Lenormand. So, Linus 4.7 million is only owned by one. I can afford to go for a differential. Let's see. Let's look at this. So, I'm going to bring in Atletico Madrid defender. I can afford all of them. Let's see. As always, you can send in your questions. Let's see. And she was playing on the. So all my players are starting, so that is good. I can actually afford to take out one of the players that is starting because, like, literally all of them are starting for me. Atletico Barcelona. I don't think there's any clean sheet today, really. I'd be surprised, but if there is, let's hope it's for PSG because they have two of their defenders. Did it freeze? No problem, Scarlett. Thank you for always watching. I appreciate you. How are you, my friend? Good luck. Good luck to you as well. Is your team looking good for the second leg? Mine is looking good now. I just need to finalize the transfers. I don't have to wait for last minute like last time. Um, who should I go for? I'm doing Suarez, Diaz, Valverde out. So Suarez striker, Diaz striker, Valverde out to Kane, Alvarez, and Simeone. Interesting. You're trusting Atletico Madrid. I'm also bringing two Atletico Madrid players. I've already brought in Alvarez, and I'm going to bring in a defender right now. Makes sense. I've also taken out Suarez. I am personally going to keep Diaz. I'm expecting another couple of goals there for Real Madrid, so I'm going to keep Diaz. But Kane, yeah, Kane, yeah, I need to get in Kane. I have Kane already in my team. Alvarez, yep. Not those are good transfers. I will do those transfers as well. So I'm going to go for Molina. Those are the two transfers. Done. My team is ready. I just needed to see the Atletico Madrid team. Let's see. Let's wait and see here. Let's bring in. Let me see if I sub. Well, Lisa will definitely come on tomorrow anyway. Yeah, so I think I'm going to captain Kvaratskhelia. I'm happy with that one. Tempted by a differential captain, Sabozlai on pens, but we'll probably stick with Yamal. I hear you. Now, since no Salah, Sabozlai is we say that, yeah, but Isaac is also playing. Could they give it to Isaac? You never know, because Isaac also took penalties for Newcastle. But Sabozlai is usually the choice of the Salah, but Isaac wasn't usually on the pitch. So a bit of I've had Sabozla in my team and also in my FPL team, but it's been really disappointing. So as a differential, I hear you. Depends on where you are on the table. If you're trying to chase rank, you can go for a differential as Sabozla. I think a lot of people will go for Yamal. We usually prefer home fixture, but today I think the away players are probably better, the PSG and the Barcelona players. Personally, I'm going for Kvaratskhelia. I'm just going to stick it with him. How are you, my friend? Who would you captain out of Dembele, Vitinha, and Yamal, or maybe suppose Szoboszlai or Pacho? No, I wouldn't go for Pacho. So between Dembele, Vitinha, and Yamal, I'd go for between Dembele and Yamal. I'd say Dembele and then Yamal in that order. Yeah, I think PSG will get a few openings as well. Liverpool have to go it and I'll have to go for it, and Liverpool will get a few more. PSG will get a few more chances. So that's why I'm going to stick with Kvaratskhelia for captaincy. In my team now, after the changes, I have I have taken out let me just show you guys my transfers. I can just tell you, I've taken out Suarez and brought in Alvarez. That was the first transfer I made. I wanted to do that anyway from a long time ago. And then I've taken out Declan Rice and I've taken out Van Dijk. So I needed to bring in Olise to the team, and the only way I could bring in Olise was to take out a defender, Van Dijk or Gabriel. And I decided to take out Van Dijk. Gabriel is leading in his game, and Van Dijk is playing against PSG. It makes sense to take out Van Dijk. In that case, and I brought in Molina because that's the defender that could make me afford Olise, him or Lenglet or the rest of the Atletico Madrid defenders. So at the moment, I've brought in two Atletico Madrid players and a Bayern Munich players. So my team has three Bayern Munich players, two Atletico Madrid players. I still have the Sporting goalkeeper here. I have Barcelona, three of them. Last time, Fami Lopez didn't start, but this time I have him and Yamal and Juan Garcia. So three Barcelona players. I have two Arsenal players, one Real Madrid player, and three PSG players. So I think that is a good balance. So if the results stay the way they are right now, the players who we expect to go out and the players we expect to stay. So that is if Barcelona go if Atletico Madrid go through and Arsenal go through and PSG go through and Bayern Munich go through, Then I will lose Vinicius. I will lose Lamine Yamal, Famin Lopez, Juan Garcia. Those are already four changes I'll need to make next time round. And also Ruiz Silva. So still be in a decent position. I'm happy with the team. I don't know. Barcelona might make a comeback. I don't know. I still predict Atletico Madrid to go through. I do predict Atletico Madrid to 2-2 today with Barcelona and Liverpool to lose 2-1 to PSG. Arsenal potentially another 1-0 against Sporting, and then Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. I'm going to go for Bayern Munich to win again by 2-1. So I'm expecting Bayern Munich, PSG, Arsenal, Atletico Madrid. I have Kvara, Hakimi, Mendes, Due, Sell, Due to Vitinho, Valverde, or Sabozlai. How you as for says I have Kvara, Hakimi, and Mendes and Due. Sell, Due to Vitinho, Valverde, or Sabozlai. I wouldn't really sell Due. I would keep Due, but if you really want to sell him, I would go for. I'll still go for a PSG player to be honest. I wouldn't do that sideways move. I'd just keep I'd still keep Due in the team. Due is starting, right? Yeah, he's obviously starting. Unless there's late team news that I don't know about. Oh, you really want to get a lot of opening there. I mean, Due is playing though, so you still expect him to get like 60 minutes. But if you want to take him out, I'd still go for Vitinha, to be honest. Valverde away to Bayern Munich, I think that's a tough fixture. Um How are you, my friend? Do you think White and Stanisic are nailed? And if so, which one would you pick? White? No, I don't think White is nailed. White has not been great. As an Arsenal fan, it's been a weakness on that right side. So there's a slight chance Mosquera could play on that right side. So yeah, I don't think White is nailed. And even if he started, there's no guarantee he would play 70, 80 minutes. He could get subbed off early depending on the way the game goes. So White, no, not go for White. I don't think he's nailed. If you're looking for any other Arsenal defenders, I think it just has to be Gabriel, Saliba, and Raya for Arsenal's defense and goalkeeper. The rest is a bit hard. On the left, it's tough to know if it's going to be Nkapio or Lewis Kelly again. And then on the right, there's a chance Mosquera could start. Timber is out. So White starting is still 60%, but there's a 40% chance Mosquera starts. So yeah, I think White's a bit of a risk. Stanisic against Madrid. Yeah, between those two, I'd go for Stanisic. Um, how are you? Should I sell Vini plus Diaz? If so, would you rather get Olise plus Gyökeres or Due plus Alvarez? So you're thinking of selling Vinicius and Diaz. I have Vinicius and Diaz in my team. I'm not going to sell any of them. But if you want to get rid of both Vinicius and Diaz, who would I go for? I would go for the second option, Due and Alvarez. I really like Olise. I really, really like Olise. I literally had to take out Van Dijk just to afford Olise in midfield. Olise was absolutely incredible in the first leg against Madrid, and he's trying to break an assist record. Um, Gyökeres is an okay option, but Arsenal's strength is not attack; it's defense for now. So you rather go for someone like a Due and Alvarez who are going to attack more. So I'd go for the second option, 65%, the first option, 35%. Yeah. If it was just between Olise and Due, I would potentially choose Olise, but those two as a combination, I'd go for Due and Alvarez. So captaincy is going to be in Kuvara, and then tomorrow, if things don't work out, hopefully Kuvara can get at least 10 points. If Kuvara gets at least 9, I'm going to stay with Kuvara as captain. And then if he doesn't, if he gets 5, 6 or less, I'm going to go for definitely going to change to Hurricane. And then goalkeeper wise, if Juan Garcia doesn't get a clean sheet, I'm going to take him out for Rui Silva. And then I still have Olise, Gabriel, and Saliba to bring in. So only 2 Arsenal players in my team, no Arsenal attacker. Ideally, I'd go Olise plus Alvarez, but 0.1 million short. Oh, you wanted to go for Lucien Alvarez, but you're 1 million, 0.1 million short. And that usually sucks when you only need like point 0.1 to afford the transfer that you need. Yeah. Olise out of all those four players, if you're trying to just choose between any of them, I would want to go for Olise first. But as a combo, I don't think Due and Alvarez is a bad option. I still think PSG are going to get a lot of chances today. So we can just go for the Due and Alvarez one. If you really wanted Olise, there's not a forward player can match with Olise that you can afford. I don't think so. There's not too many options. So I'd still stick with the second one. For me, I've brought in Olise. For my transfers, it was a bit easy because I didn't want Suarez, so I just took him out for Alvarez. I think I had like 7 million in the bank remaining, so I took out Suarez for Alvarez, and then I was really trying to figure out who I was going to take out between my midfielder so I could bring in Olise. And since Declan Rice did not train with Arsenal today, it made my decision easier. So Rice out, bring in Olise, but that meant I needed to get at least 1 million from somewhere else. I took out Van Dijk and brought in Molina, who I wanted. I knew I wanted Atletico Madrid defender. So things worked out perfect. Next time there's 5 transfers, unless results really, the only way I would be in big trouble is if Sporting knock out Arsenal and Real Madrid come back from behind and knock out Bayern Munich, and then I'll have like a lot of transfers to make. But if things go the way I expect, then it's a good. I will only need like 4 or 5 transfers next time. I'm happy this team. How many of my players are playing today? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 of my players are playing today. The other 7 tomorrow. Ideally, I'd want all of them to perform so I don't have to have headaches in the team. But if they don't, then there's a lot of good players to come off the bench. Especially defensively, if Liverpool go ahead, the only team I don't have players from is Liverpool now that I've taken out Van Dijk. For me, Lopez didn't start last time. He starts today, so it helps me out as well. Otherwise, I'd have had to take out both Rice and for me, Lopez. Let's see. Yeah, this time my team has been ready very, very quickly. Which game to watch? Let me. Those games, man, I can't wait. Both of them are going to be really, really good games. As an Arsenal fan, I'd rather have Atletico Madrid beat Barcelona. So I want Atletico Madrid to win that game. So predictions. Let me show you guys my predictions. I went for. I mean, I've put Barcelona to win 2-1 here, but I'm going to change it to 2-2. Yeah, I'm going to go for PSG to beat Liverpool 2-1, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona 2-2. I've gone for Bayern Munich to win comfortably 3-1 against Real Madrid, and then Arsenal 2-0. But I would not be surprised if the Arsenal game was instead 1-0 instead of 2-0 once again. I'm happy with those. Champions League. Any questions you guys have, as always, let me know. Captaincy, I've already decided on Kuvara. I know most people are going for Yamal. I mean, and let me check how the poll is looking like. I did put a poll asking you guys which player you're captaining or which team you're captaining a player from. Let me see what you guys voted for so far. This is like one of the final rounds where you need to like if you're trying to cover ground in terms of the rankings, this is like one of the final weeks because from next match day, if Bayern Munich are there, almost everyone will have Harry Kane, almost everyone will have Olise. If PSG are there, almost everyone will have Kvara, everyone will have Hakimi and Nuno Mendes. If Barcelona are there, everyone will have Yamal, so there's not going to be too many differentials. Follow me on Twitter. I've put the link in the chat. I always put my team there as well and answer questions there. Elfa says my team: Kane, Mbappe, and Suarez, and then Olise, Kuvara, Due, filling Yamal. I guess you mean Famin. Yamal, Hakimi, Mendes, Virgil, Cancelo, Gabriel, Raya, Black. So I have 3 transfers. Who to sell? The one after Due, you mean Famin, right? 0.5 million in the bank. So defensively, I would keep both Mendes and Hakimi. Don't worry about that one. And so is Gabriel. And also the goalkeepers keep it the same. Defensively, Mendes, Cancelo, Gabriel, good. Midfield, you have Yamal, guess Famin, Due, Kvara, Lisa, Suarez. So personally, I've sold Suarez. So you need now to start like looking ahead to match day 15. The players that you think are going to go out, you can start taking them out right now. So I would take out Suarez. I think Suarez for Alvarez. So you have 0.5 million in the bank. I had a lot. I had like 8 million. So I just took out Suarez and brought in Alvarez. So if you can't afford Suarez to Alvarez right away, you'll need to downgrade somewhere. And so I think you'd need to downgrade Van Dijk and Cancelo if you want to bring in Alvarez. And there's a lot of other cheaper defenders you can go for, like the Atletico Madrid defenders. They're all like 4.4 million, 4.3, 4.6. Who to take out? I would take out Suarez, Cancelo, and Van Dijk. Those are the 3 players I would take out. And then I'd bring in Alvarez. And then for defense, depending on how much you have remaining, I'd be looking at the Atletico Madrid defenders. Or if you can afford any other defenders that you prefer, you can always go for them as well. Unless you really want to keep Suarez in your team, as for Vitinho, Due, between the two, I'm going to go for Due for this particular match. I think there's going to be a lot of counters and all that, and Due is going to get opportunities. Even if Bakola is back, I think 60 minutes would be enough for Due, or will be enough for Due. I don't have any of them. I wish I could have either Due or Vitinha, but yeah, I had other issues. I needed to get in Olise too, and I already have Kvara, so I'm happy with that. Is there many of you going for any Liverpool players, really? I've not had anyone asking about Ekitike or Isaac. I don't think you can afford Ekitike or Isaac, right? So if you're making striker changes, are you looking at any Liverpool players? Let me see how much. It's been so long since I looked at the Liverpool attack in terms of considering them. So how much is Ekitike is 8 million and Isaac is 8.6. Nah, I mean, as a differential, if you really need a differential and you can afford it and you have extra subs to make, extra transfers, I guess you could go for one of them. But I don't really like bringing players that I expect to go out because those are more headaches for next time. So my mid, no change in that case. Yeah, your midfield, I wouldn't really make any changes. Olise, Kvara, Due, Famin, Yamal. Yep, I'm happy with that midfield. There's not any other midfielders to bring in, apart from the like Vitinho, someone, but you already have Kvara and Due, so And you already have Mbappe up front, so that covers Vinicius. I have Vinicius because they don't have Mbappe up front. So I'm pretty happy with that. So my team is ready. I was just looking at the Liverpool players, how much they cost. Juan Garcia has been a terrible asset. I think I've had him for a couple of weeks now. But for those who've had Juan Garcia for a longer time, he's been terrible. 1 point here, just 4 points in total in the round of 16, then 2 points, 1.3 points, 2 points. Basically, Juan Garcia has not picked up more than 3 points in any game. So anyone who's had Juan Garcia for a long time, that hasn't worked out at all. But I've only had Juan Garcia for the quarterfinals, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, I previously had the Galatasaray goalkeeper and Rui Silva, 7 points, 8 points. And then before that, yeah, he also kept a clean sheet against Liverpool, the Galatasaray goalkeeper. In the playoffs, I had Sommer. So, yeah, anyone who's had Juan Garcia is not been a good asset. He's only playing here because I had other issues to make, and I also have Rui Silva tomorrow anyway. Only have 30 more minutes to make your transfers. 30 more minutes. I think many people's teams are settled this time around because a lot of people had the PSG players already and all that. Sabozlai could be a good impact. Good. They're showing his highlights. He scored against PSV. He scored against Inter Milan. Penalty, but penalty wise, Isaac is back. So I don't know if Isaac might also take a penalty, even if Sabozlai is on the pitch. Sabozlai has actually scored plenty of goals in the Champions League. I have him in my FPL, and he hasn't done anything for a couple of weeks now. Sabozlai 5 goals, 4 assists in the Champions League so far. Those are good numbers. Liverpool have to go for it today, so I'm expecting a lot of goals in this game. No Liverpool players for me. Liverpool, they keep showing Liverpool. I think they feel like Liverpool is going to make a comeback. But I think PSG are going to win again. I think PSG are too strong. So the team is looking good for the next round as well. For the teams that I expect to go through, I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 players for the next round if everyone that I expect to go through goes through. If Liverpool eliminate PSG, then there's a bit of trouble there. Less than 30 minutes to go to make your subs. Liverpool are playing with the back four this time round. Last time it was a back five. Frank Pong as the right back, Karkes as the left back. I think players like Vaxhelly and Du are going to get a lot of opportunities again today. So I'm definitely going to captain Kvara. Liverpool going for two strikers, Isaac and Ikitik. I like most of my team. The only one I don't really like is Juan Garcia. I think Atletico are going to score for sure, and he's not been great this season. Barcelona's defense. Any questions you guys have? Comment down below. I did put a poll as well in the chat asking you guys who you're going to captain. I'm still trying to get the answer. Just a moment. Is anyone captaining a Liverpool player? Does anyone have Liverpool players? Let me see if what the poll says. 54% have said they're captaining a PSG player, 29% a Barcelona player. So PSG player, I'm guessing it's the attackers, maybe a defender, maybe. Barcelona, I'm guessing it's Yamal, 32%, and then 12% Atletico Madrid player. And then 4% Liverpool player. Who's the Liverpool player? So Bosley. I still trust PSG for this particular fixture, so I don't really. That's why I don't have any Liverpool players for now. And no Salah again for Liverpool. Hopefully, my last couple of captains in FPL and UCL fantasy have been great. Kvara against Liverpool, and then I also captained Bowen for West Ham over the weekend. You're going to go for another 6 minutes. 8 goals and 4 assists for Kvara this season. That's crazy. I don't think there's going to be any changes. It's going to be PSG to go through and Atletico Madrid to go through. If there is changes, then it's going to be incredible. 20 minutes to go in terms of your transfers. Just 20 minutes to go. Barcelona and Liverpool have to go for it. So Alvarez is also not a bad captaincy option. Both of them are trailing by 2-0. Just 20 minutes to make your transfers. Just checking for any last changes. I don't think there's any. Less than 20 minutes to go now. I'm going to be on for another 3 minutes. So any last minute questions? As always, if you have any questions for subs and all that, you can comment on this particular video before tomorrow. I'm not expecting Fermin Lopez to play too many minutes. Potentially, but there's people who have Ben White who I'm not expecting to play too many minutes. There's people who have Lewandowski and has been benched. So still a good position to be in. Let's see what they're saying. Both games are going to be very interesting because both teams that are losing have to really go for it. I'm gonna be ending it soon. You can get prepared for the games. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. I think we're going to end it there and we're going to prepare for the games. As always, if you have any final questions and subs for tomorrow, you can always click on the video and comment, and I'll answer them. My team is ready now, so finalize it there. Appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch up with you on the next one.